Marshall in the middle.
Hey, everybody, it's Will with Marshall in the Middle. Hey, what is the Convention of States? You know, that is really what Ray was talking about last night when we were doing our live show. And I hadn't really, been exposed to it. I asked my dad about it this morning and looked it up, and I decided I would do a little briefing for you. And so this is kind of, what I've come up with. What is the Convention of States really? I'll tell you that it's a movement to use something that's already part of the Constitution, Article 5. And what we do right now is that Congress proposes the amendments and the states ratify them. Article 5 allows it kind of to do it the opposite way, the states to propose the amendments, and then after a certain number, the Congress has got to call a convention, and this has never been used. So how does it work? So each state passes resolutions, but they can only be in 3 areas, okay? Limit federal power, impose restraints, and set term limits for federal officials. It takes 34 states. After 34 states, they're required to call this convention. And Congress doesn't control the agenda. And the states send delegates. It's one state, one vote. The amendments from the states are proposed, not passed. And then not 34, but 38 states must ratify. If you can't convince 38 states to make some kind of change, nothing happens. So why do supporters say it's the way forward? Well, Congress will never fix the system that benefits Congress. Okay, I get it. And supporters believe that DC's got too much power. It's grown beyond the limits, and that term limits, fiscal restraint, and limits on agencies will never come from inside Washington. So again, this was thought up by the forefathers, So it's not about left versus right. It's about decentralization, process over personalities, and guardrails instead of short-term wins. Power should flow up, not down. What now? It appeals to people who believe power should flow down, not up. Laws should be hard to change. Emergency powers have gone too far, and the system needs structural correction, not better politicians. Okay. The honest pros and cons. So it's constitutional, peaceful, legal. It bypasses a broken Congress, forces national conversations on limits, and the high ratification threshold equals safety. Okay. Cons, never been done before. Depends heavily on state legislatures, and the media fear mongering is guaranteed. Okay. And it takes time. It's not a quick fix. Okay. The biggest fear is a runaway convention. Once the convention starts, they'll rewrite the whole Constitution. Okay. So supporters counter with states control their delegates. Convention is issue limited, and 38 states prevents radical changes. So even if a bad idea slipped through, it dies at ratification. All right. Okay. Okay. So here's what I got to ask Ray. Is this, do you trust the state legislatures collectively more than federal power concentrated in DC? Okay. So if your answer is yes, then convention of states makes sense. If no, then you're accepting centralized authority as permanent. All right. I see it. Okay. So this gives us something to talk about, Thanks, thanks, Ray, for pointing it out. And we'll see where it goes from there. So, all right, there you go. Bye, everybody. Please like and subscribe. This is supported by Penny A. Cox, attorney at law. For all your lawyering needs, call Penny. If the popo's chasing you, call Penny.
Marshall in the middle.